Hi students, and welcome to the second part of vectors. In the first part, we have discussed about the different types of vectors, their algebra, combination of vectors, their representation in 1D, 2D and 3D, and solved a few IIT problems. Now in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the dot product, cross product, scalar triple product, vector triple product of vectors, the reciprocal system of vectors, and see some of the applications of vectors in our day-to-day lives. So let's get started. This entire lecture revolves around the discussion of product of vectors or the multiplication of vectors. So basically there are two types of product of vectors. The first is the dot product and the second is the cross product. Dot product is also known as scalar product and cross product is also known as the vector product. Why this is known as a scalar product? Because a dot product of two vectors results into a scalar quantity. And why this is known as vector product? Because the cross product of two vectors is a vector. Thus, there are two types of product of vectors. First is the dot product, also known as the scalar product, and the second is cross product, known as vector product. So let's begin with the first type of product of vectors, that is the dot product, which is also known as scalar product. Now the dot product of two vectors a and b is denoted by a dot b, and this is equal to the number modulus of vector a into modulus of vector b into cos theta. So we see that this is a scalar quantity, this is also a scalar quantity, and this is again a scalar quantity. So this is actually a number and not a vector. Thus the dot product of two vectors a and b is denoted by a dot b and is equal to modulus of a vector into modulus of b vector into cos theta. Here theta is the angle between these two vectors. So if we say that this is any vector a and this is any vector b, and if you say that theta is the angle between these two vectors, then a dot b is equal to modulus of a vector into modulus of b vector into cos theta. This is called as the magnitude of vector a and this is called as the magnitude of vector b. Now if we closely try to see at this figure, this is a right angle triangle. This is the angle theta, this is 90 degree. The length of this side is nothing but the magnitude of vector a, and so this side would be equal to modulus of vector a into cos of theta. Now a dot b is equal to modulus of vector a into modulus of vector b into cos of theta. Thus this is the dot product or the scalar product of two vectors. Now if we say that theta is acute or the angle between the two vectors is acute, then the dot product would be positive. Similarly, if we say that theta is obtuse, then product would be negative. Thus the dot product would be negative if theta is obtuse angle, and if theta is a right angle, then product is 0 because cos of 90 degree is equal to 0. Thus we can say that if theta is acute, then product is positive, if theta is obtuse, then product is negative, and if theta is right angle, then product is 0. The important thing to note is the dot product of two vectors is a real number and not a vector z. So important thing is, if we multiply two vectors by dot product, then the resultant value is a real number and it is not a vector. Now let's try to understand the geometrical interpretation of dot product. Let us try to see this figure. This is O, this is P and this is A. Now let us say that OB is nothing but equal to vector A and OA is the vector A. Let theta be the angle between vector A and vector B. Now A dot B would be equal to modulus of vector A into modulus of vector B into cos of theta, or we can write it as modulus of vector A into modulus of vector B cos theta. Now if we consider this triangle OBM, then OB is equal to the magnitude of vector B, and when it is multiplied by cos theta, then it is equal to the length OM. Thus OM is the projection of OB, and so modulus of B times cos theta is nothing but the projection of vector B on A. Thus A dot B would be equal to the magnitude of vector A into the projection of vector B on A. Therefore if we want to find out the projection of A on B, then that would be equal to A dot B divided by modulus of B, and similarly the projection of B on A would be A dot B divided by modulus of A. So dot product gives us the projection of any vector on the other vector. So if we are interested in finding the projection of any vector A on B, then simply take out the dot product of the two vectors and divide it by the magnitude of vector B. And if we want to find out the projection of any vector B on A, then again take out the dot product of the two vectors and divide it by magnitude of vector A. Thus geometrical interpretation is that the dot product gives us the projection of any vector on the other vector. Now let's try to understand some of the properties of dot product. The first is, if the angle between two vectors A and B is 90 degree, then A dot B is equal to 0. Why? We have just seen that A dot B is equal to magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B into cos of theta. In this case it is equal to 90 degree. We know that cos 90 is equal to 0 and hence this would be equal to 0. Thus if the angle between two vectors is 90 degree, or if two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then the dot product of those two vectors is equal to 0. The second property is A dot B is equal to B dot A, and which is equal to magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B into cos of theta. Thus we can say that dot product is commutative because A dot B is equal to B dot A. The third property is A dot A is equal to the square of magnitude of vector A, which is equal to A square. Now why this is so? Because we can write A dot A as equal to the magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector A into cos of 0 degree. Why? Because the angle between these two vectors is equal to 0 degree. Also we know that cos of 0 is equal to 1. Thus this is equal to modulus of A square. The fourth property is A dot B plus C is equal to A dot B plus A dot C, and this property is known as the distributive property. Thus we can say that for the dot product, distributive property holds. The fifth property is I dot I is equal to J dot J is equal to K dot K, and we can say that this is equal to 1. The next property is vector A plus minus vector B whole square is equal to vector A plus minus vector B into vector A plus minus vector B. What we do next is we multiply these two terms, so it gets transformed to A dot A plus minus A dot B plus minus B dot A plus B dot B. This is nothing but equal to vector A square, this is equal to vector B square, and this is equal to plus minus of 2 times A dot B. Thus vector A plus minus vector B whole square is equal to vector A square plus vector B square plus minus 2 times A dot B. The seventh property, and which is the fundamental property, is if vector A can be written as A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap, and vector B is equal to B1 I cap plus B2 j cap plus B3 k cap, then A dot B would be equal to A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. So we can say that the dot product is equal to product of coefficients of I cap plus the product of coefficients of j cap plus the product of coefficients of k cap. Thus A dot B is equal to A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. Now if the angle between two vectors is theta, then cos theta would be equal to A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3 divided by under root of A1 square plus A2 square plus A3 square into under root of B1 square plus B2 square plus B3 square. Now why this is so? If you write A equal to A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap, and similarly if you write vector B as equal to B1 I cap plus B2 j cap plus B3 k cap. Now we know that A dot B would be equal to magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B into cos of theta. So cos theta would be equal to A dot B divided by the magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B. Now we know that A dot B would be equal to A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3, and similarly the magnitude of vector A would be equal to under root of a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square, and the magnitude of vector b would be equal to under root of b1 square plus b2 square plus b3 square. And thus when we put the values over here, we get this expression cos theta equal to a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3 divided by under root of a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square into under root of b1 square plus b2 square plus b3 square.